Planet Dolan. From whether potatoes can generate electricity to the science behind why animals can't laugh, we answer some of your most burning questions about life.
It's me, Hellbent. Today I'll be reading out your fancy, educated folk answers. I hope your puny little neurons are ready to go full galaxy brain mode today. Prepare yourselves. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Hey there, I'm Cookie. I don't know how to answer any of these questions, but we're going to pretend like I do. It's got me this far.
I don't know who you are, but I like you. I like your jacket. Can I have it?
Well, Hellbent, you'd have to come and get it.
I can't tell if you're being flirtatious or if you want a reason to beat me up. Or both? Wow, I'm keeping an eye on you.
Woo! It's me, Wolfgang, and I'm here to talk to you about this video sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Maybe you've heard of Raid before, but you haven't given it a shot? Well, here's how it breaks down. You start the game off choosing one of 4 champions. I went with Elhain because she's sassy, and she's got this Valley of Death special that's really handy for attacking groups. And you grow your party constantly as you advance, earning shards and unlocking new heroes. The deck building actually gets pretty deep, since you're also training them each individually. You can upgrade them, get them some new gear, and you even get set bonuses for using different types of armor. And if you're getting tired of the hundreds of heroes you've unlocked, no problem. Hit up the tavern and feed them to your favorite champion. Challenge yourself to your edge in the ongoing tournaments. Compete against the entire raid community while fighting the Spider's Den, the Ice Golem's Peak, the almighty Fire Knight, or the notorious Dragon. The May raid patch 1.15 is coming, and once it drops, you'll also be able to play in the brand new Arena tournament. Get yourself some fresh rewards locally and globally, and earn points for your tier. Try the campaign mode and watch a full RPG story unfold in front of you. It's totally free and available on both PC and mobile devices. Click on our special link and they'll sweeten the deal with 200,000 silver and a free rare champion, the Orc Warrior Tree Fella. They're sure to put the fear and lamentation into your foes, but they're only available for 30 days, and only for the new players using this link, so get in quick!
Next to 5 asks, why do we feel cold when we get out of the bathtub?
After much scientific experimentation, in which I stayed in the bath all day because I didn't want to leave, I discovered it had to do with the molecules in your bloodstream dissolving and making you melt. That means you'll freeze, and then your body evaporates into a puddle. So, best to stay in the bath. Forever. Just to be safe.
One reason is the transfer of energy from a warm object to a cooler one. In this case, the bath water is the warmer object and the surrounding air is the cooler one. The second reason is evaporation. After stepping out of the bath, the water droplets on your body begin to evaporate, which cools your body. It's similar to how sweat cools your stinky, smelly, awful body on a hot day.
Chara Jamur asks, how do potatoes create electricity?
Legend says if you rub 2 potatoes together for long enough, they'll create fire. If you keep going, that fire will become electricity. Too much though, and it'll turn into a lightning bolt. Then a thunderstorm. The only way to stop it? Throw them in the bathtub.
I put a sack of taters in the tub and nothing happened.
Did you listen to anything I said?
No, not really. Did you say something?
Here, rub these together.
I don't like you anymore. Potatoes are ionic conductors, meaning they contain positive and negatively charged ions that move freely when introduced to a voltage. Fruits and vegetables that have conductive ions tend to be rich in potassium or sodium, and potatoes are particularly rich in potassium. If you were to soak a potato in a source of sodium like salt water or human tears, you'll find that it will improve as a conductor.
Urashima Taru asks, if all the lights on Earth were turned off, would we see more stars?
The problem is getting everyone to turn their lights off at the same time. we'd have to hand out flyers. Billions of flyers, all telling people the same thing. Or we could always nuke the Earth. Then, once the radiation, dust, and debris clears, the cockroaches would have a lovely view of the night sky.
I, for one, support this cleansing of the Earth. It smells.
It's just theoretical. But it might be fun to build a weapon of mass destruction together. I can make the fission bomb if you can find, I don't know, a fuel rod and some uranium.
Well, aren't we lucky? I carry those at all times.
Yay!
Yes, and many more stars would be visible in the night sky if we all turned our lights off. Light pollution illuminates the night sky, which makes it harder for us to observe the stars near urban areas. Just like how shining a flashlight on steam or smoke makes it harder to see through. On a clear night with no clouds in the sky, a city dweller might be able to observe roughly 200 stars in the sky, but travel out to the countryside or out to sea and you might be able to see up to 3,000.
Jurassic J asks, what was the original color of apples?
Neon pink. I can't prove it though, but I can ask the exalted Ancient One to confirm this. Living for thousands of years, the Ancient One has seen all. Thou, holiest of sages, tell us thy true color of the apple.
Oh my gosh. Are you Cookie? The Cookie? Planet Dolan Cookie?
Yes?
I love you. I mean, hello. You're great. No, fantastic. I'm so nervous. Can you sign my hood? I know you're new, but you're cool and amazing, and you're my favorite person on planet Dolan. Wow.
Thanks? Sure, I can, do that.
Is that hellbent? I'm gonna collapse. I'm literally going to die. Oh gosh. Can you say hi to him? From me? Say I said hi. He's my favorite person on planet Dolan. I want him to sign my entire body.
Ancient One, about the apple.
I need you to introduce me to everyone. Everyone. Then, and only then, will I reveal the secret behind the true color of the apple.
Everyone?
Everyone.
The color of an apple is a very insensitive topic to talk about, and I refuse to comment.
Oh, hellbent, just do it. Just read out the script.
The color of an apple depends on the environmental conditions during growth. Immature apples are green, and when they ripen, they become a pale cream or green color. Apples that are exposed to a high-quality light with a decent intensity increase production of the red pigment anthocyanin. A low temperature also increases anthocyanin production, so ideally red apple cultivators try to get a good mix of light and low temperatures. Who is this caressing my muscles?
I want your horns. Give them to me.
Who are you people? Where do you keep coming from?
Kema asks, who was the first person to combine foods?
I am 100% sure it was my grandma. Before she came along, people were surviving on grains of uncooked rice. Given combining foods was illegal at the time, she started a movement where they'd smush peas and eggs into stacks of fried rice in front of crowds at town hall.
Huh. Your grandma sounds like a cool lady.
I love her. If you say anything bad about her, I will cook you into a plate of rice.
You already burnt me with 2 potatoes, so I believe you. Whoa, calm down, little red panda. Your granny's a fine lady. Relax. It's impossible to know who the very first human was to combine 2 sources of food. What is known, however, is that the remains of hearths and simple earth ovens have been found across Europe, estimated to date back to 300,000 years ago. It is possible that primitive humans at some point mixed their food sources, since their diet was already a mix of meat, tubers, and berries, among other things.
Worried Clocks asks, can birds fly without feathers?
I tried to test this theory by shaving off all of Melissa's feathers. It didn't occur to me, though, that that might be embarrassing. Luckily, she accepted my jacket for warmth and a tray of donuts to keep the peace. Thankfully, nobody can see her in this vulnerable state.
Melissa, I am your biggest fan. Can I take a photo? Sorry, I already took about 100 of them. I hope you don't mind.
Hey, why does she get the jacket? I want the jacket. What, just because she's naked? I'll get naked, just watch me. Never mind, I'll be modest. Feathers are needed for a bird to fly. Without them, there wouldn't be much difference between them flapping their bare wings and a man flapping his arms. Feathers on a bird provide a lightweight surface to push against the air. As they flap their wings, this generates lift, allowing them to soar.
Jake Barango asks, why do some crustaceans have one claw bigger than the other?
We call that the mega claw. I often find myself laying awake at night wishing I, too, had a mega claw. All I have are these useless paws. I can't crush things with these. Life would be so much easier if I were a crab.
You'll always be a weapon of mass destruction to me.
Thanks. That means a lot. I'd crush your skull lovingly with my giant claw if I could. I hope you know that.
I'm touched. Male fiddler crabs are semi-terrestrial crabs known for their asymmetrical claws, with one being much larger than the other. Male fiddler crabs have a few uses for their large claws, such as threatening other males that may present a danger and as a weapon if it's attacked. It's also used to attract a female mate by waving it around. Oh, well, when I do that, I go to prison.
Nicholas A1 Gaming asks, why can't animals laugh?
Because there's not much left to laugh about in the world. Poverty, mental illness, death. These poor creatures have been hunted for their tusks almost to extinction. But the key to laughter is to remember to let go. Remember that all these issues, in the end, they're irrelevant. You get it?
Wow.
Did I tell that one right? It's irrelevant.
Oof. You know what? You're not afraid to fail, to look like a total fool. I kinda respect that.
Irrelevant? No? Anyone?
Some animals laugh, though not in the same tone as humans. Charles Darwin observed in 1872 that chimpanzees emitted a laughter-like response to tickling. This response has also been observed in orangutans and gorillas. They also subjected rats to tickling tests, and they've been found to emit a similar noise to when they're playing with other rats. Don't expect your cat to be chuckling anytime soon, though. They're humorless creatures, bred to kill, live to die, scratch the couch.
Pal14 MLC asks, can a shadow have a shadow?
They can. I found this neat program called Photoshop, and as you'll see here, if I take the shadow PNG I found off Google and copy it, then, and this is the amazing part, paste it back onto the document and line it up under the shadow, it makes two shadows. Are you impressed, Hellbent?
Nah, but that's only because I figured something similar out a while ago. I'm too shy to post it online, though. Could use some polish. A shadow is cast when an opaque object blocks the movement of light. Since both light and an object are required for a shadow to appear, it would be impossible for a shadow to cast its own shadow, as a shadow is merely the reduction of light behind an object. However, two light sources could cause one object to have two shadows, but that's getting a little bit too deep. Might be a fun thing to fool your dumb friends with, though.
Kitty Roth asks, do bones have blood in them?
Gross! That's a weird question to ask. And besides, to find out you'd need to use a mega claw, and I don't have one.
Here you go. I made you this.
Oh my gosh! Hellbent, where did you—
Pringle donated some of his body, and I remember you said you wanted a claw, so I hardened it up, and here it is.
He donated his body?
Yeah. Well, I kinda stole his body and harvested what I needed, but I left the important pieces though, so it's okay. Yep. In fact, bones are where new blood is produced. Inside the bones in your body is a soft tissue called marrow, which comes in two types, red and yellow. Yellow bone marrow is primarily made of fat and found in long bones. Red marrow is found in flat bones where red and white blood cells are produced. Thanks for joining me on the show, kiddo. You did alright.
Hey, thanks! Oh, Sorry, but I did warn ya.
One reason is the transfer of internet.